look at verse 4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. This verse is talking about finding fulfillment. This has always been one of my favorite verses. And I think it was because I used to interpret it something like this. Want God the most, and he will also give you wealth, fame, success, and cute shoes. But the more I study this verse, the more I think it really means something more like, find your joy and fulfillment in an almighty God who loves you, and he will become your heart's desire. He will give you some authentic heart desires that will truly satisfy your soul. God created each of us with an intense longing for him. And we try a lot of other things to satisfy that hole in us, but nothing else quite hits the spot. Clothes, shoes, and jewelry are nice, but the thrill doesn't last long. A little money in the bank is good for security, but somehow it never seems like enough. Success can make you feel important, but there's always somebody else who's more successful or important than you are. Only God can truly satisfy. Have you ever wished desperately for something, and then when you got it, you discovered you really didn't want it after all? Well, it's happened to me a few times, and I'm going to tell you about one such thing that I thought I wanted, but when I got it, I really found out that I didn't really want it after all, even though when you hear this story, you're going to really think I'm bonkers. Well, we used to watch the television show Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Oh, okay, some other people were fans too, yeah. And if you didn't watch it, it's a story of a lady doctor in the Old West. And when we would watch it, I would notice that on her desk in her office sat a large hurricane oil lamp. Do you all know what I'm talking about, hurricane oil lamps? Okay, so one week I remember looking at the show, watching the show, and thinking, that's a really pretty hurricane oil lamp. And then the next week I watched the show and I said, I really like that hurricane oil lamp. And then the next week it became, a hurricane oil lamp like that would look really good in my dining room on that antique table. I had that all too common malady, hurricane lamp envy. Well, I was even thinking about that verse in Psalm 37, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. And so I thought, I'm going to pray about this. Make it spiritual, I'm going to pray about this, and God is going to give me my desire of my heart, and I would really like that hurricane oil lamp. So just to make sure that it's from God, I am not even going to tell anybody else that I really want that. And then God will put it on somebody else's heart. They'll give it to me, and I'll know that it's from God, and that he understands the desires of my heart. I told you I was bonkers. So, I waited. So my birthday arrived and no hurricane oil lamp. Christmas came and went, no hurricane oil lamp. Mother's Day came, no hurricane oil lamp. The antique table in the dining room still sat empty. Well, some more time passed and it was summer. We stopped at an outdoor field flea market and we were passing up and down all of the tables when I saw it. A hurricane oil lamp. And now this one wasn't as tall as Dr. Quinn's, but it was only $10. And so I reasoned that God was going to give it to me through a bargain. So I bought the hurricane oil lamp and I took it home and I set it on my antique table. But you know what? It didn't look that great. I never used it, and soon it became just one more thing to dust. And so I sold it for $10. And what I realized was that God didn't give that hurricane lamp to me in the way that I thought he would, because he knew that it wouldn't really make me Trust the giver of all good gifts to provide for your needs and your wants. And ask him to shape your heart for desires that will truly satisfy your soul instead of just